Question. Did we do our taxes?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Krams are here. Songs of the Year series, and we are all the way up to 2004. I thought this was a really good year. I enjoyed the songs that I found on the Hot 100. There weren't a ton, but the 5 that I ended up with, I like a lot, and tons of wild cards. I thought it was a terrific year. Tons of albums that I love from this year. So some tough cuts to make. And I got to say, this is probably my favorite list I've had since maybe the 70s. I think 2004 is real strong. How about you guys?
For the wild cards, yeah, it's kind of a shit show in the billboards, but wild card, yeah, I got a bunch of 4-star or 5 stars. 2004 is kind of the year our Trinity came together. So we'll be celebrating a 20-year anniversary in a couple years. Me and Joe knew each other in 03, and I think Jason and I may have met in 03, but as a trifecta, 04 is definitely the year it all went up.
Yeah, 04 is great. Tons of Billboard songs, way more than 5. I could make a list of 15 or 20. So I had no problems there. And the wild cards are good too, although I don't know, something left me a little cold as far as trying to figure out a winner. A lot of good albums came out this year that I liked, but finding a winner was tough. I don't know why.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm being a little unfavorable to the billboards. My depth isn't there, but I do like what I've got.
All right, so if you're new here, basically what we do, we pick 10 songs each. 5 of them have to come from the Billboard Hot 100. They had to have charted for at least 1 week during the year. Could have been at any position on the chart, but if it charted, it's eligible. The other list, wild cards, could have also charted, but we can also include deep cuts, B-sides, soundtrack songs, compilation tracks, anything at all. We save one song for the end for our very favorite. Before we reveal our favorite song of the year, though, we also make a selection for our least favorite top 40 song of the year. So that's how it works. I believe it's Kram's turn to go first.
Okay, I will go first. I got a lot of rock here in the billboards, but one of them is not rock. And it's my favorite hip hop group ever coming back with an album. Got It Twisted by Mobb Deep, baby. Love this song. It's got that ominous, really cool sample of Thomas Dolby, kind of slowed down. It's like, na, 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 na. It's pretty sweet. It's got like a dangerous side to it. I always like their rapping, and I think they write really good hooks. Also got Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. This song was everywhere, and rightfully so. The whole like kind of dance rock craze that happened around this time was pretty new and fresh, and I remember being into all of it. You had them, The Killers, Bravery, all that sort of stuff. And it was pretty hot, and the song had a great hook and that great like drum beat to it. Also got Float On, or We'll All Float On by Modest Mouse. So obviously, yeah, 04 pretty strong with like these big, mainstream indie dance rock anthems. We'll All Float On is great. A little bit harder rock. This one might surprise you guys. I've got Fall to Pieces by Velvet Revolver, which I have always kind of dug. I like Velvet Revolver a good bit more than Army of Anyone, where the rest of STP kind of went. But Velvet Revolver with this track, pretty cool. It's kind of like their big ballad, and I think they knock it out of the park. And then Slam Dunk from one of my Album of the Year nominees, I've got Somebody Told Me by The Killers. Incredibly infectious. I heard this song at a Sam Goody like the week it came out, and I literally went up to the bartender. Yeah, I'm just drinking vodka sodas, picking out CDs as an 18-year-old. Yeah, give me one of these songs over here. I went up to the cashier and was like, "Who is this?" He's like, "This is a new album called Hot Fuss by The Killers." Picked it up right then. Couldn't get it out of my CD for like player and for like 3 months. Somebody told me like it's got that that dance rock drum part that's everywhere in the chorus, but just the way he's doing all the rhymes and all the kind of cute high school romance stuff, it's just awesome. And they had a great sound on that album, and it's all over that song. So yeah, pretty darn good 5, I'd say.
Okay. Well, we have 2 in common. Good to see. Number 5, though, is going to be a little Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell. Little Snoop. Drop It Like It's Hot, which when it came out, that was like a mind-blowing track. It was so sparse. Nothing happens. It just got like that. And then that really, it's like a Blade Runner synth part that just comes in like once every couple measures. It's so cool. Snoop Dogg showing he can drop it like it's hot. I don't know. He can do it. He adapted for the new century, brought in Pharrell, who's great. So that was a great track. Also got Take Me Out, Franz Ferdinand. Oh man, this song came out. I just went crazy for it. The way it shifts from that upbeat into like the dance rock. Went out, bought the CD, horribly disappointed by the rest of it. Nothing else on that album even comes close to the fun and the energy of that one. The album isn't bad, but I was expecting like 4 or 5 Take Me Outs, and it's the only one on there. Also on my list, I got a little Queens of the Stone Age, a Little Sister. Love that killer cowbell, amazing bass. It's twisted and weird, dangerous. Great vocal performance from Josh Homme. Also, 99 Problems from Jay-Z, charted this year. Came out last year, but this one, really great production from Rick Rubin. Those huge guitars, and Jay-Z doing a really cool, fun rap over it. Great track. Number 1 charted, my winner. So I gotta save it.
All right, a lot in common with Kram. I got 3 of the same tracks. I've got Take Me Out, so we all have that one. Lyrically, it draws comparisons between 2 snipers dueling each other and these like romantic standoffs. Super hooky guitar lines, dance disco drum beat, has that really weird structure with the tempo slowing down in the middle going into the chorus, which is super weird. I don't know if I've ever heard a song do that. Next pick is Accidentally in Love, which is, I think, it's a fantastic pop song from the Shrek 2 soundtrack. Just joyful, bright, uplifting. I like the lyrics a lot. The I surrender to the strawberry ice cream, never ever ender. I think it's perfectly arranged and probably the last 5-star Counting Crows song. Then I've got Somebody Told Me. Like you guys said, 04 is the year of the kind of shift from garage rock in the early aughts to this more dancey post-punk kind of thing. Hot Fuss, really, though, just a bunch of great pop tunes. And then I've got Megalomaniac by Incubus. My love for Incubus was still strong in 04. I thought A Crow Left of the Murder was extremely different from their previous stuff. Some really cool, unique, and impressive playing on that album. This one, though, more direct, hard rocking. They say it's not about anybody in particular, but it seems pretty clearly like he's taking aim at George W. Bush and his administration. I think it's a really cool protest song. I love the line, "You're no Jesus, you're no fucking Elvis." I think it's really cool. And then also have Float On from Modest Mouse. Such a unique song. This was my first exposure to Modest Mouse. Was not cool enough prior to 04 to have heard their previous albums. But yeah, just his vocal delivery was so unlike anything else on the radio or anything else I'd ever heard, really. I thought it was like undeniably catchy. I love the message and the lyrics. The opening line is so good, just grabs you right away. I backed my car into a cop car the other day, but he just laughed it off. It was all okay. Just think it's super cool, super different, and love it.
All right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty damn cool. All right. Jason, in the intro, said that there were a lot of cuts to make for the wild card picks, and man, that's so true. I don't have anything for my album of the year winner. I don't have anything else from Hot Fuss. I really wanted to get on all these things that I've done, but couldn't get that on there. There's just a lot. Here's what I do have. I've got Us by Regina Spektor from Soviet Kitsch. Really awesome, like sharp, wiry, powerful piano part where she's kind of like playing it like a child would, like bum 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 bum. It's really playful. It's got a great lullaby, and you know, just a really song about like people looking back on how precious her romance is with somebody and taking like kind of a historical look at it. It's really cool. You know, they'll name a statue after us is a really cool line. I've also got from Antics by Interpol, Not Even Jail. which is really awesome. It's got this hypnotic drum part that's also incredibly heavy. It's wiry, dirty, you know, like most of their guitar sound. It sounds like a bunch of alarms and sirens going off, and it gets really dangerous and really emotional and has a great build. And then the drum part gets really busy. However, it's busy in the chorus. It like opens up and has like this moment of serenity. It's really cool. Then a song by Ryan Adams, whose streak continues. From Love Is Hell, I've got English Girls Approximately, which is absolutely sensational. It's one of his better lyrical songs, I think. He's just talking about, you know, the same old stuff, but he's really creative about it. It's got a perfect like all country feel, just perfect little tactful playing to accompany everything with the piano and guitar layers and everything. And you know, when he says like, said you didn't love me, it was right on time. I was just about to tell you, okay, oh well, never mind, or whatever. Like, whew, that was awesome. I love it. And then a song we talked about last week, I think, when this airs, 2 weeks ago, maybe, Arcade Fire, Neighborhood Number One, or not Tunnels, excuse me. Yeah, Tunnels is number one. And it's really awesome. It's incredibly infectious. It's got this youthful vibrance to it. It's got the collective woo 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 woos at the end when the piano's just going nuts. It's got that dance rock drum beat to it. And I just love the fluttering of the piano and everything, like a little butterfly. It's really pretty, really hooky, and really energetic, what they were all about on that album. So, I mean, and those are just 4 of my favorite songs ever. And I've got like 20 more that I was thinking about. So it's a loaded year.
Right, my 5. My 5 wild card selections. Number 5, Laura from Scissor Sisters. Really cool piano bass. This is before they went like full disco, but the whole band kind of sounds like if Elton John was good in the 80s and embraced disco in a better way. This one has a really cool piano part that was pretty influential. I kind of heard it in a lot of stuff afterwards. Number 4, I'm going to go with a little Green Day. They're finally making my list. So I'm going to do Jesus of Suburbia. It's a pretty cool song. It's like 9 minutes long, 5 or 6 different unique sections that they strung together. Pretty ambitious, pretty cool. I think all the sections are really catchy. And, you know, it's just a big swing by Green Day. They'd kind of fallen out of favor and out of the minds of America. So they threw American Idiot together and made a big comeback. So good for them. Number 3, I got Orpheus from Ash. Really fun, harder rocking for them, but still very much in the pop, power pop realm. Just good old fashioned, you know, pop rock from Ash. Their last great album, I think, Meltdown. And Orpheus is probably the best from that. Number 2, I got Drill Sergeant / Preservation. It's 2 songs in one from N.E.R.D. It's pop, prog, R&B. Pharrell Williams and his boys. It's a really unique album, Fly or Die. Very much different than any other R&B rap on the, you know, on the radio, on the market at that time. And this one's 2 songs, kind of, I don't even know if they're really related, but they're together for whatever reason. N.E.R.D. really love doing that. But first, a big anti-war march. Second, a menacing hard rock kind of funk number. Lenny Kravitz drops in for some guitar. Pretty cool track from them. Number 1 is going to be My Tortured Soul from Probot. It's Dave Grohl's metal side project. This one's a little less metal, a little more muscular hard rock. The whole album was just Dave Grohl playing all the instruments. And he brought in a famous metal singer for each track. This one features Eric Wagner from Trouble. So it's a little less metal, but has a really awesome slinky riff from Dave Grohl on it. Just a really killer cut. Not a lot of metal on my lists lately, so I'm glad to get in a little Probot to shake things up.
My first wildcard pick, the only one that's not from one of my Album of the Year nominees, I've got Even Though by Joseph Arthur. Really cool track, huge 80s like drum machine sound, this big gated reverb, just sounds massive. It's got this really incredible hook that is sung by Arthur, and he's singing the hook in falsetto, but it almost seems like it's lifted from like an old R&B record or something. You've also got the City of Prague Philharmonic playing strings on it. The vocals are all really soulful, and the production is just totally stellar. Every element works together so well. Just a really awesome track. Then I'm going with Up Above the Sea by John Vanderslice. Really cool lyrics, apparently based on Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. It's talking about this bluebird that visits him every day, and it's clearly symbolic of something. And he's trying to figure out if the intentions of the bird are to bring him luck or if he's trying to bring him down. The melody's super cool. The synth sounds are awesome. They almost have like this Morse code kind of like rhythm to them, just kind of buzzing along. Really cool track. Then I'm going with A Man, Me, Then Jim by Rilo Kiley. Really pretty song. Jenny Lewis just really proving herself on that album with some great vocals. But really, I think it's the writing that gets this track on my list. Just really great storytelling. The story starts with this guy committing suicide, hanging himself, and it works backwards through his divorce and changes perspectives, and you have different characters talking. It's really cool, just super well written. And then going with Hummingbird by Wilco from A Ghost Is Born. Just kind of classic traditional songwriting, kind of points the way forward for their future records. But I think it's an amazing song. Lyrics are amazing. There's so many great lines in it that can almost just stand on their own. Just really good poetry. One of the great bass fills ever, that little walk down thing that John Sturratt does into the second chorus. Just so awesome. The violin at the end doubled with guitar sounds really amazing. This is pre-Nels Cline, so you got Jeff Tweedy playing the lead guitar there. So really cool track.
All right. Time to talk about our least favorite top 40 song of the year. And I don't think I'm going to necessarily get pushback on this, but I think people in the comments are going to be like, it's not good, but there's definitely worse songs than that, Kramser. But I can literally, if we ever do a tournament of just the most bland, mediocre songs you've ever heard in your life, this is my front runner. It is Here Without You by Three Doors Down. First of all, it's about 10 years late. It sounds like a grunge ballad that should have been written in like 92, 93, 94. And it is just the most uneventful, lame, like simply elementary constructed song you've ever heard in your life. The way he describes her pretty face is to literally say, your pretty face. Like there's no creativity in the lyrics. After he says that, he rhymes it with when I'm dreaming of your face, just like didn't want to come up with anything else. And then that chorus is just, so boring. It's just the most plain, uneventful song I've ever heard in my life. It's a 4-chord, structure in the chorus, and it's just so mediocre and average. I don't think there were a lot of terrible songs here to really choose from. So for me, this is the runaway winner. I thought for a second about This Love by Maroon 5, and I was like, no, it's not quite as bad, and at least it has more going on with it. But I think this is just the most, like, how does anyone get excited about this song? Like, it comes on the radio and you blast it and you're like, oh, this is my jam right here. Said nobody ever. It is so basic and boring. Did they even play it at the inauguration in 2017 for Trump? I don't remember, but who knows? It's just so bland and terrible. It's my least favorite.
All right, it's a good one because it is super bland. Speaking of bland, this song, I don't know why I hate it so much. It's just so relentlessly boring and bland and mediocre. It's One Thing by Finger 11. And it's kind of the same thing. It's just so unbelievably like stained light that it's like, how did this get to number 11? It always bugged me. The chorus, the if it just is so, it just gives me, I don't know, this like anger wells up inside of me every time I heard it on the radio. I don't think I've ever actually listened to the whole song because I can't get through a chorus, but I don't know. It's kind of like the lighthouse and the calling thing. It's just like, why was this popular? It drove me nuts back in the day that I would hear this on the radio and just all the time. So just really, it's not the worst song in the world. It just sucks that it was popular and on the radio. So one thing, Finger 11, worst favorite song.
I'm going a different direction for mine. I wonder, I feel like Joe might like this song. Kram might even like it too, but I hate it. I'm going with Yeah by Usher featuring Lil Jon. Just the worst, the most annoying song that I've ever heard. That main synth, that like weird brassy synth sound is so annoying. It goes on and on. It's monotonous. Then you get to the chorus and you've got this little descending whistle line that's super annoying. You have Lil Jon going on in the background like I don't know, some kind of idiot. Every part of this song is just constructed to get stuck in your head, and none of it is good. It's all just annoying earworm after annoying earworm piled on top of each other, and it is just incredibly aggravating and irritating. Honestly, this might be one of my least favorite songs ever. This is a contender for me. I absolutely cannot stand it.
Arguably the song I probably danced with girls to the most in my life, just from frat parties 04, 05, 06. Like, it's just everywhere and everyone loved it. I don't hate it, but yeah, it's not very good. In the same vein Joe and I were talking about, you gotta maybe consider The Reason by Hoobastank in there, charted pretty high this year, and that a little bit better because at least he does that cool thing with his voice, but like, I don't know.
Definitely a contender. Hoobastank. No, they were like Incubus, but just like lamer than Incubus.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah, I think it's a fun song.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Jason and I both share this song as our winner this year. It is from Basement on a Hill, Twilight. It is absolutely sensational. It's dark, moody, ghostly, but really fragile, really vulnerable. The production on it is sensational. It's got that really cool, relaxing, but kind of eerie, like background noise from like just a summer night, just like crickets going on and stuff. The guitar is really kind of wooden sounding. His lyrics are really ghostly. Very sad. I mean, he's like, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time and all that. Better stop now before I start crying, which is kind of like a little poke at himself, but it's really good. The I'm already somebody's baby line is good, so good. And then that haunting, like little like mellotron solo or whatever it is just absolutely stunning. It is such a picturesque mood of just like not being able to be with someone because of certain circumstances and just kind of like sulking over it in a really dark, lonely summer night. It's just absolutely tremendous. Like, you feel like you're sitting there at a campfire looking at the moon with Elliot, and he's just like, yeah, it's just not going to work out, is it? And he's like all downtrodden. Absolutely sensational. Communicates so much. Really emotional. Really pretty. Well played. Twilight by Elliott Smith.
Well, a little counter programming for everybody. If that is the double winner from you and Jason, which sounds like it could be, I'm going to go the other direction. Somebody told me The Killers is my winner. Just one of those songs you hear from the first time, you know where you were. Just blew a hole right through my radio. The way it gets going with those big heavy guitars, that warped synth, then the bass part drops in like a disco Sweet Child of Mine. It's just so dancey, so catchy. I love the sound of the tone of the guitar, doing those real fast legato picking. The bass is awesome, Duran Duran 80s style, and the synth tones, perfect. Just so much fun. Brandon Flowers, just so much spunk. I don't know exactly what he has, but whatever it is, he has it. And it's a great performance by him. Just a really great, fun song that I've listened to a million times, and I was not sick of it this week, so it is my winner.
Yeah. Basement on the Hill was my album of the year for 2004. And when we did Elliott Smith Week, my top song from it was Twilight. So that is my song of the year. A song mostly, I think, most likely about his relationship to drugs. And I think it's kind of about the moments when he feels normal and he's having a nice day and he's able to enjoy life like a normal person and he's laughing and having a good time, but kind of knowing deep down that he's going to return to using drugs. I think it's heartbreaking. I think it's gorgeous. Like Kram said, the Mellotron is incredible. And it's just a really beautiful, heartbreaking song, especially in light of what happened and this being on his posthumous record. So I love it. I think it's really beautiful. Twilight Song of the Year. So there you go. Let us know what your favorite songs are. Drop them down in the comments. Let us know what you think of our lists. And of course, go vote on the website. You can find the link in the video description. If you don't know or not aware, during this series, we have an ongoing little competition going. You can vote for which of our 3 winners, or in this case, 2 winners, is your favorite. What's the score, Joe? What happened last year? We still don't know.
Hoping Kanye took it, but we'll see.
We are recording this one a little early, so don't have the results for you. We will get those to you when we got them. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. We are coming up on 10K pretty soon. Help us make that last little push and get there. Hit the bell for notifications, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, merch, Patreon. It's all in the video description. Check it out, and we will see you in the next one.